Troopers and grinders. It is I, Hank the Tank. And we're back to the UFC preview and predictions. But you know how I said I wasn't looking forward to UFC 321? How I had the narrowest of suspicions that it was going to shit the bed, that it wasn't as stacked. It felt like it was going to underdeliver. For this one, I don't know if it's going to underdeliver because honestly, I feel like there isn't a lot here to begin with. But there are some sleeper fights. Like, this feels like one of those cards where, like, it is most likely going to be mid, is most likely going to be somewhat mediocre. But with enough talent on the card, there's potential that it turns things around. There's potential that it's actually way better than we think it is. Because there are some knockout artists here. There's some submission artists there. It feels like we could get like, okay, this fight went to a decision. Oh, but this fight had a cool finish. Oh, a couple decisions. Oh, nice finish, you know? Feels like that kind of card. Hey, Crystal Miller, good to see you. There, I'm getting notifications now. Hey, good for you, Crystal. Hope you're doing well. Hope your health and your surroundings are doing all right at the moment. But, yeah, it's good to see you in here. Again, I hope everything's going well. And if it's not going well, I hope that you're rolling with the punches like you often do. But, yeah, this is... I don't have high expectations for this card, but I don't know. I think there's going to be a little bit of surprise here. I think there's going to be something that surprises us. I think the main event is actually really good. It's got some pretty cool... It's, you know, I think there's going to be a guaranteed finish here between Steve Garcia and David Onama. I know they went to decisions in their last two fights, but they're both, you know, marauding strikers who just swing for the fences. So, you know, hopefully we get something out of this. But yeah, I have hope. I have a little bit of just a slight bit of optimism that this card can be better than we expect it to be. And, you know, that often happens with the UFC. They were on a roll of like 5 or 6 or 7 cards that were all sort of, well, not all, but most of them were like very underrated, very, you know, not a lot of confidence that they deliver, and then they turn things around. So I don't know what to think. Testing 0 for blood infections. I'm up to a 97% on recovery from the car accident. So yes, things are going well, and I'm rolling with those punches too. Good, better, best, never let it rest. Hey, those are words to live by right there. I fully agree with that. Till my God is better, and my better is my best. Till your God is better. It's interesting. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by your God is better? You mean that literally, like, until your God is kinder to you, or or is God like a or is God like an analogy or a metaphor for life? It's an interesting interesting sentence right there. That's pretty good. But yeah. Hi, brother. Invictus 27. Is this No Chills alt? I mean, I guess since we're, you know, since we're in a good place now, I can probably unhide the official account. Let me try to do that really quick so I just don't have to deal with any drama and whatnot. Yeah, speaking of which, that is an announcement, guys. Me and No Chill have temporarily mended fences and are now on somewhat good terms, I guess. I watched some South Korean MMA with him last night, and we're hoping to do a collab show every once in a while. So actually, things are improving just a little bit. So hopefully this is maintained for as long as we can manage. But you know, again, I have optimism, but you know, careful optimism. But let me do this first real quick. That was supposed to say good. Oh, until my good is better. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I see. Got it. Does the speech to text is not serving me well while I'm on the treadmill. Oh, Jesus, you're watching this on the treadmill? I'll be honest, Crystal Miller, I did that too. When I was in college and I was exercising at the gym, I would have something on while I was on the treadmill. Because we all know my guardian angel probably drinks as much as I do. That's why I hit that tree. Okay, yet another puzzle inside of a mystery here. My guardian angel. Yeah, probably. Hit the tree. Do you mean hit the bottle or what? It's me, Charlie. Keep up, you can. Charlie. Islam or JDM? Please, sure shot. Oh, man, Islam easy money, says Vinny. The curse has been lifted. I am free. I am free to give my own opinion on these matters. And JDM has a really good takedown defense. He's really good at getting up. He's really good at avoiding submissions. What else does Islam have for him? If he can't get him down and sub him, what else can he do? JDM's going to beat him up on the feet. He's shorter. JDM has way more advanced striking. Even when he's down, he still manages to land really good strikes. So, JDM. It's JDM. Sorry, got to work. Have a good stream. No problem, Leandro. Don't mention it. JDM versus Trips. I mean, he could get taken down, but what I'm saying is, like Dustin Poirier, he's going to manage to survive a lot of the wrestling, especially since he's the bigger guy. He's the bigger guy. He's not going to, the submissions aren't going to be as scary. Islam's not going to be as massive on him. Islam throws from the clinch are next level. Yeah, but of course JDM's going to study for all that. You think he's not? He studied for Bilal and did everything perfect not everything perfect, but he saw the shots way ahead of time and countered very well. So how is he not going to be ready for some of the things that Islam does with his takedowns? Anyway, yeah, I just I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of disadvantages for Islam in this one. I just do. I do. And I always have. And I will until the fight, probably. But let me fix this really quick. All right. Where is it? Where is that SOB? Oh, there he is. All right. Okay, that's I'll get rid of that too. Okay. We're back. But yeah, I mean, it's just tough. It's tough, man. I feel like he's dealing with someone who's way more prepared for him, like as prepared for him as Volk was, and Volk was making him crumble, man. He was breaking him down. It's just the truth. Islam did that insane trip throw from clinch and finished. Yeah, but what's saying that JDM's not going to be ready for that now? Or have the best defense for submission offense on the ground after that? Well, I quit drinking for 3 years and I had a tree. Now I'm ruining my own hooch in my basement. But to be honest, I'm doing well as I've ever been. I didn't catch your shot on what you thought. Oh, God almighty. It's been a while since I've taken poetry class. Didn't catch your shot on what you thought. But I'm glad that you're doing well as ever. On the Tom Aspin thing, I think he got screwed. I hate Tom Aspinall, but I think he got screwed. Yeah, I mean, he could have won a decision against Cyril Gane in that fight. He definitely could have come back, but he was getting sort of figured out on the feet. It takes 6 months. And by the way, he's still blind. I wanted to mention that to everybody. Tom Aspinall is still blind in that right eye. So he might actually fucking retire because of this if he can't regain eyesight. So, yeah, really not good. Really not good. That would be the worst possible fucking outcome. Takes 6 months to learn one of those Sambo trips, let alone the counters. I mean, or it just takes a couple weeks if you're Volkanovski or Dustin Poirier. That's why you have training camps. What's up? Hello, two smelly fingers. Good to see you. Feeling when someone is rocking you back and forth can mean so many things. Pinpointing a new counter you just learned in the moment is insanely hard. JDM is at a huge disadvantage. No, he's not. Crystal, do you like trading brain cells to be disoriented and sick? It makes you a wreck mentally for months after drinking once. Oh, God, now he's going after people for drinking. Jesus Christ, Vinny, you're in peak fucking form right now, man. No bueno. I don't think Tom was lying, but I think he could have fought on, but why Serial gone cheated once? You cheat, you need to get penalized. Intention is relevant. Yeah, he should have had a point taken away. Regardless. Yeah, he's really not in a good spot. I hope he can see again, because that's not just fight shit. That's he's gonna be fucking scarred for life. Movie Bueno, come at me, bro. Is that a title or something? What are we talking about here? All right. Anyway, forgot speech to text does not translate to Spanish. Let me better pronounce that. Muy bueno, come at me, bro. You mean muy bueno? M-U-Y? I know a little bit of Spanish. It's mostly blacks who I poke. Big gnarled fingernails and shit. Yeah, but they do it intentionally. They do it intentionally. It's not just, oh, sorry, it was an accident. It's part of the game plan. Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, snap. See, I got it right. Anyway, let's get into the goddamn predictions in the card already. I'm getting tired. Yeah, it's cheating, faux show. It's deliberate. All right, let's get into these picks. Fuck, it feels like there's something in the back of my fucking throat. So fucking annoying, man. And it's because I fucking take my treatment for my fucking nose right before I fucking come on, and it gets lodged in my fucking throat. Makes it sticky. Steve Garcia is fun to watch. Yeah, he is. Even in the fights where he can't get a knockout, like, he's still very exciting. He was outclassing Calvin Kattar in every single way. Tonsils, yeah, very annoying. Imagine Steve Garcia versus Gene Silva. Yeah, that'd be a war, absolutely. Is it a suppository? No. Stop looking into it, guys. That's all you need to know. Nose treatment, rhinoplasty. No, not at all. A breathing treatment, garlic and honey, it helps. Yeah, I might try some honey. Definitely some garlic and some lemon too. I was literally going over my picks and you sent me this video link. Well, that's good. It's a nice coinky dink. Issue is that Garcia gets hit a lot, so I don't know how high his ceiling is. Yeah, he needs to work on his striking defense, but don't we all? I doubt Onama can crack him with something huge. All right, let's get into the picks. Let's try this. There we go. Okay. First fight. Let me actually zoom in a little bit. There we go. Hank's dropping Pandora's acid nasal spray. I tried that before too, bro. Onamid. I see. Oh, yeah, peak form. As a women's self-defense coach for 6 years, he needs to work on his blocking. Yeah, I agree. It's all just rushing forward in offense. There isn't a lot of sound defensive mind there. Speak for yourself. My striking defense is God tier. Well, I mean, we didn't say your striking defense was bad, per se. You could probably break somebody's fingers if they throw a punch at you. Dave mid on Onamid. Onamid, yeah. Nice. Black belt smelly. 2 fingers around that black belt to tie it tight. It's over 9,000 mid. Okay, there we go. There's Dragon Ball Z. How'd you get your profile picture, by the way, Vinny? Was that just AI stuff, or did somebody make it for you? One on the right is rocking the mullet based. Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool on her. And you know what? For that reason alone, I have her to win. Even though Talita Alankar does look pretty damn hot in that picture, I gotta say. Nice. I'm still going Carnelosi. Oh. Be gone, vile thoughts. Don't get me sued. Ariane Cannoli is going to beat Talita Alankar, in my opinion. Problem child. Yeah, she's got a problem child. Keeps losing to Stephanie Luciano and having really close decisions with these mid women. Meanwhile, Ariane Carnelosi, I get she won by a DQ, and I get she lost to Lupita Godinez, but her wrestling defense actually isn't that bad. Like, I believe she was able to stuff most of Piera's shit for a bunch of that first round, and then she finally got taken down. Piera Rodriguez, I think, got pretty frustrated with that fight, and then she just started headbutting her. Like, she thought it was fucking pride or something. I think Alankar's wrestling is, not the best. Like, Demopoulos was able to get up time and again. Ryan Dos Santos was able to survive the wrestling. Stephanie Luciano obviously got up a bunch of times and was able to school her on the feet. So she really hasn't dominated with the wrestling against anybody specific. I think that's a problem against Carnelosi. I think she had a competitive first round with Piera. Lupita, if she loses to Lupita, it's understandable. Loses by decision, though. She doesn't get finished. It's 3 years ago. I don't like how long she takes away from the cage, but I do think that Alankar's wrestling really isn't enough to give her problems, because it just seems like every fighter she deals with can get to her feet and make it a fight. And you do not want Carnelosi on the feet against you. She just sort of swings like a maniac and is like fully locked in, fucking Terminator, gonna put you out. And I feel like that's always a really tough fight for Talita Alankar to deal with. So I think she's gonna struggle. I don't think she's gonna dominate in the wrestling, and on the feet, it's no competition. So for that reason, I have Carnelosi to win a decision here. I've conditioned my face by running into brick walls. That's quite the striking defense right there, too, Smelly. It's AI generated. I figured. Out B. Ouch, says Crystal. She's trying. The text to speech is not very good, though. Why can't Alosi? It's because Alankar's mid. She's mid as fuck. Vinny Hank converted the other day to what? It's no religion I've heard of. What does Too Smelly think that I converted to Gnosticism or something? We had a discussion. Who's got more? Oh, Jesus. Going by diameter? Jesus Christ. Stop! What is wrong with you fuckers? I'm talking about fights, and you guys are talking about the insides of their goddamn genitals. Vinny is fucking horny as a dog with a fire hydrant. Laughing so hard to respond while running. Yeah. To the dark side of the force. Yeah. Okay. I got quite the circus troupe with me. You see, this is actually the troopers and grinders, but you're the circus troopers and grinders. You're part of my fucking ringleader act. Anyway, let's get to the next fight. I just think Carnelosi's going to win. I feel like Talita's nothing special in the wrestling. That's all she's got. So, Carnelosi by decision. And then here's another decision that Vinny probably disagrees with me with, but I'm going with Siokon Ko over Phil Rowe. Now, nothing would please me more than Phil Rowe getting a third-round knockout of Ko, which, again, is really ironic since Ko does not get KOs. So, when's the last time he got a knockout? He was getting some knockouts earlier, and then next thing you know, it's just all fucking wrestling. Korean Tyson, dude. Change that nickname immediately. Change it to like the Korean Gamrot or something, you know what I mean? Women's MMA is to blame. If these girls would quit being afraid to hit the other girl because they might get hit back. I mean, really, like, I don't think women have as much power in the cage. So what do they really have to be worried about? I mean, I know there have been knockouts, but they're sort of few and far between. Like, don't be scared about losing your good looks. They're gone already, you know? Sup, buddy? Hello, No Chill. How's it going? Just going through the fights. Hey, ha. You cannot be scared. No, you cannot. If you're in the men's division, I can understand you being scared. But in the general sport of MMA, no, you cannot. Otherwise, you're going to lose a bunch of fights. You missed a wonderful KO. What, on that South Korean card? Like, I heard that the co-main event and main event were both, like, canceled at the last minute, dude. I mean, no wonder it was fucking put together on a week's notice. It makes sense. What's up, No Chill? Tell him, Crystal. No Chill's in the building, yeah. It's a new era, guys. Get used to it. Jean Dong is here, and he's, gritting his teeth, and I totally get that. But, yeah, So Kyun Ko, he's a wrestler now. And as much as I want to pick Phil Rowe here, Angelusa is primarily like a striker / wrestler. So he took him down once, then he wasn't able to do it again. Takedowns are Ko's game. It's what he does. He gets you down, he flattens you out, he ragdolls and then carpet bags and lays and prays, and that's about it, dude. He's not the Korean Tyson anymore. And as much as I want to say, his game's too simple, Phil Rowe's going to smoke him at some point, I don't know, man. We saw that fight with Jake Matthews. Anytime Jake was in trouble, he just got him down. That's all he needed to do. He just grinded him out for 3 rounds. Neil Magny was like a mirror image of Phil Rowe, and that's why he was able to win that. But we saw with Jake Matthews, he can get taken down so easily. And if that's all Siokon Hyun Ko is doing, like, he's going to get Rowe down at some point in every round, I think. I don't think Rowe's going to have enough time on the feet to put together his combinations. If people recall, it took him like 2 minutes to finish Angelusa during that finishing sequence. I doubt that he just finds with one punch knockout for Seokyeon Ko. I think there's just such a reasonable chance that Ko's hurt and then he shoots and then he gets it. And then Phil Rowe's laying on his back, It's just one of those boring fights where he's going to follow the Jake Matthews formula. I can tell. I think that's just going to happen, man. And Phil Rowe's wrestling is just not the best, and I know that Seokyeon Ko is not going to want anything on the feet. So for that reason, I have to go with Ko by decision. He's just one of those fighters that is going to stick to the game plan and pry at his weaknesses, basically. But that's the thing. Men's division, they do not have that fear. You look at women's divisions, they don't hit each other because they're scared. That's why women's MMA does not bring them dollars. I mean, the ones at the top do, like Amanda Nunes and shit. I mean, Valentina's dropped her opponents now and again. Let me think. It's been a while since we've seen Zhang Weili drop her opponents, but there was a time where she was putting everybody out cold. Like the women that actually try to get knockouts and finish their opponents are usually the ones that end up with the belts. So, but yeah, they're sort of few and far between, and then most of the finishes do come on the ground. You're right. We saw Jocelyn Edwards and Priscilla Capoeira and those ladies and Fatima Klein get knockouts, but yeah, I mean those women are probably going to go a long ways. Hello, Milla and Two Smelly Fingers. Howdy, yeehaw! So you're a wrestler now. You're a wrestler now. Hi, hello, Kobe Wiggle. Hot potato. And he gives the salute. Anyway, Ko's not going to get the KO as much as his name demands it. He's going to grind out a decision here, and nobody's going to be happy. This is what it is, man. He did it to Oban Elliott. And Oban Elliott, I think, is like levels above Phil Rowe. So Igor Cavalcanti, too, which isn't bad. He's done this against good opponents. So, yeah, Ko by decision. Feels wrong. Anyway, next fight, we got the Monster Rat, Conejo Ruiz, one of the lowest level women's MMA fighters ever. I'm sure Crystal's going to have a ball with this one. Crystal Ball taking on Alice Ardeline. I like Alice Ardeline a lot. She did very well against Ryan Dos Santos, but Dos Santos is pretty mid. But so is Monster Rat, and she's honestly worse. Honestly, I think she beat Melissa Martinez. I think she won 2 rounds clearly, and then she lost a unanimous decision. I thought she clearly beat Shauna Bannon, Mama B, so that was awkward. Honestly, I think there's only really one fight that she could have lost here, and it's this one. Other than that, I think she should be 2-1 in the UFC. Meanwhile, Conejo Ruiz is definitively on a 3-fight losing streak, getting finished by fucking everybody. Eduardo Mora, Amarim, which is aged like shit, by the way. Amanda Lemos, who hasn't had a lot of finishes since. Like, really not looking good. And I debated going back and forth on whether or not Ardeline would be able to get a finish or not. It's just tough. She just can't get finishes at the UFC level, I think. And Monster Rat's going to, stay in there and make it competitive and maybe not keep herself from getting finished as much as possible like a coward. But yeah, I don't see her getting finished here by Ardeline. As shit as she is, there's a really good chance that Ardeline could finish her here. But I don't know. It feels like Monster Rat is, she's tough. She's a tough Mexican. Ardeline just can't get these finishes against complete cans. She can beat them decisively, but we haven't seen her even really go for a finish at the UFC level, so can't say she's going to get it here. So I think Alice Ardeline, who I think she's underrated. I think she's going to have a unanimous decision over the Monster Rat by just beating her up on the feet and then just getting out of the clinch, and that's how she avoids takedowns. Simple as that. All right. No more struggle, cuddle in the women's division. Yeah, I agree. That's based, Crystal, honestly. But I don't know. I just think with their anatomies, they're just... It really takes some effort for them to finish their opponents. It really is. Like, how many times did Zhang Weili get knocked down by Yan Xiaonan, and she just couldn't put Yan away? Like, it's that kind of stuff, Sorry, I've been thinking about protest signs. Okay, protest signs. I'm going to protest the women's division with no more struggle cuddle. Take that swing. Are you going to be outside the Apex or something? It's a long drive to the Performance Center, but I mean, maybe next time UFC does an event in rural Midwest America, then maybe you could go out there. The crystal ball. As an anti-feminist, Jesus Christ. You're feminine, lady. I'm probably the most feminist female that'll watch the UFC. As an anti-feminist, I'm probably the most feminist female. Interesting. Quit being a woman and start being a human. Fight. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. There's some women that have the power and put it on full display, but there are also women that try and they just can't put enough combinations together to get the lady out of there. I see it happen a lot more at like straw weight and flyweight, but for some women, for some reason, bantamweights just can't do shit. Hank, are you a feminist? Oh God, here we go. And this is the first little gotcha question. Let me think. I've heard from women that their salaries are not as high as men. I think in terms of the workforce, they're probably in an equal, how to even put it. I think they have equal presence with men in the workforce, but they just don't get enough. They don't get enough of a pay cut or benefits. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, everything else I think they've caught up. But also in terms of abortions, they did have that right taken away from them on a state by state basis, and yeah, it's just a fact. They used to have more freedom a couple years ago, and now they don't. And I think we need to get back to the way things work, because I think the Supreme Court is corrupt and take money from lobbyists, and then basically they took away their reproductive rights, essentially. That's my view. Crystal, January 6th, Milla. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, probably. We are not using that for the first episode. Sorry. Not having my fucking channel taken down. My friend was a Miami Dolphins cheerleader, and she made $50 a game. 50? Not even 50,000? Just 50? Yeah, that's crazy. I made a beautiful picture for episode 1. I sent it to your Insta. Sorry, No Chill, but that's going to get taken down right away. Let's get a little more serious here. No, let me highlight the equal force in the workforce. And quite frankly, if a man says, don't abort my baby, that should be a thing. No, it shouldn't. You had a right to choose before. It got taken away. You need to see that. It's up to you. It's your autonomy. Why should someone else tell you what and what not to do with your baby? It's fucking in you. It's your body. I'm not going to count myself as equal until I don't need to ask for help, plain and simple. Yeah, well, that applies to anybody, man or woman. So that's not even a gender thing. Episode 1, are you cheating on me, Hank? Stop saying that I'm cheating on you, Vinny. I'm fucking serious. Stop. Like, literally, I had a moment where, like, I said, hey, if No Chill wants to do a collabs and just we can do some fucking, work together, and so we can settle this shit, then so be it. So that's what I'm doing. Simple as that. Hank, salute. No, you had a right to say no when it came to crawling in those sheets. That man did his thing. I'm anti-abortion. Can anybody tell? Yeah, it's very clear to me. What about rape? I'm just gonna say that. Whatever. I'm not here to argue about that. All right, you're faithful. I'm hallucinating. No, you just want that fucking pussy in that fucking area you were talking about. It's all it is. I'm getting seriously frustrated at this point. Stop fucking saying that when I'm not doing stuff with you that I'm fucking cheating. It's getting ridiculous. Honestly, maybe it won't last. So with this shit I'm doing outside, but it's no reason to be saying that shit. That deep, yeah. I do fucking collabs with Kobe and other people's all the time. Anyway. Caitlin Vieira versus Norma Dumont. I don't know why this is on the prelims. Makes no sense. Both these ladies are ranked. They're at like top 5 in their division. Maybe UFC just doesn't care about bantamweights. It makes sense. But that's no reason not to put them on the main card. These two have name value. Caitlin Vieira beat Macy Chasson. Honestly, very impressive. Macy Chasson was on a roll up to that fight. Kayla Harrison obviously beat her, but it was through the takedowns. She doesn't have anything on the feet. Panny Kianzat is shit. Pel Kennington went to a split with, and now she's the bantamweight champion. And then has a split win against Holly Holm. But Norma Dumont, I think, is a lot better. She effed up Irene Aldana. I get this doesn't look like the best competition. She did beat Carl Rosa unanimously, though, and that's a good win. Irene Aldana, she beats unanimously. I just think her hand speed's a lot faster. I think her stand-up ability is, in general, just more precise, more accurate. She's really good at putting her combinations together and getting up in your face, and that's just something that neither Macy nor Kayla have. They don't have anything on the feet. They can't pressure heavy unless it's on the ground. They can't make it a war and win it. Norma Dumont's used to it. She's just getting better striking-wise, fight by fight. And Caitlin Vieira has always just been in sort of the middle in terms of striking. That's why she's either number 1 contender, number 2, or number 3. She's just the gatekeeper you have to beat to get a title shot. And I think Norma Dumont's going to pass that test with flying colors. I think she's going to make it a fight. She's not going to take her down at all, but she's just younger. She's faster. I think her striking's better. So it's as simple as that. Vieira is not on her level. So give me Dumont by decision. Tim Pool thinks Americans should starve. He's for cutting off food stamps. What a jerk, eh? Yeah, I mean, they're all fucking hacks, man. They have their little podcasts, and I mean, I'm one to talk, honestly, but they have their little podcasts where they talk about things that don't apply to them. They've never experienced whatsoever, and they think they have some sort of insight on it. A lot of these people, they fell into the lap of luxury and forgot what it was like to be middle class or poor, or they were always rich and spoiled brats, and they just don't know what the life of the working person is. So yeah, they're in these elite slaps, they're in these lobbyist slaps, and they do as they're told, as their masters tell them. And they do what Fox News and the politicians tell them to. So they're brainwashed. Basically, they don't know what it's like in the real world. Breathe, Hank, just breathe. Yeah, I'm trying to. But even that is difficult these days. Dirty Boxing's tonight. Yeah, Dirty Boxing is tonight. I heard that Brian Battle's coming back, so should get a quick finish. Is there anything else on that card that's worth tuning into? Just a question. Yeah, I like Dirty Boxing. Their cards usually deliver. Speaking of delivering, finally we get a fighter fully delivering on this card. We have Dante Johnson against Cedric the Dumbass. And I think that Dante Johnson's going to get a round 1 knockout of the Dumbass. I know that Dumas made it somewhat competitive with Zachary's Pizza. And then Zachary's just, hit him in the balls, and that was that. But I still think that was competitive up until that point. Mikhail Zajic knocks him out easily. Mruzabov knocks him out easily. Only guys he's beating are Dennis Talulin and Abu Azaitar, the worst of the worst. This is honestly a nightmare matchup for him because Dante Johnson does nothing but knock fools out. He's got power. His timing's really good. He's also sort of a natural middleweight, I think, or a natural light heavyweight, one of those two. He was knocking out this dude at fucking heavyweight, and this guy's like a whole foot taller than him, and he put him out easily. But yeah, I mean that power is going to translate, I think, pretty well to middleweight. If anything, he could have more power because the less weight you have, and if you have that heavyweight power, but you're a lower weight, like that power is going to really translate to middleweight in the lower weight divisions. So I think Johnson's going to have a lot of power here. I think his hands are way better than Dumas. I really don't know if Dumas has any power, any stand up or striking whatsoever. So it's going to be technical for a little while, and then Lockjaw is going to lock the Reaper's jaw. Trust. Butch. Hey, that's my boy, Cedric the dumbass. I had to bail him out on occasion when he treated his wife like a punching bag. I had to get him out of that shit. And when he robbed that bank, I had to help him be his getaway driver. Trust. Why does it say Dumas on the very top of that? Shows that he's a dumbass, but yeah, give me Johnson by round 1 KO. Oh, they're doing it for both. What? They're showing their names above their heads. That's interesting. But yeah, give me Dante Johnson by round 1 KO. It's just, he's in his prime. Dumas is on his way out. It is what it is. Braxton Smith. Wow, what a lineup. Dumas via domestic abuse. Yeah, exactly. Facts, Hank, about Tim Pool. Abortion, you need to abort this child or else you're going to die. Really, I went through that. Yeah, I'm saying there are exceptions to the rule. What's up, Hank? Hey, Paradox. Paradox, just got to be real with you, man. How come you don't, just hang out here in the streams in your spare time, dude? I haven't seen you in forever. And it's like, No Chill rated me, which was very kind of him. The Iron's here as well. There you are. But, you sort of got to be honest, man. You sort of abandoned me a little bit. And it's sort of tough. I want, there used to be a time that I would send you some messages on Discord, and now it's just, ghosted. So all I'm going to say, America should not be a welfare state, but what means to people have to not be reliant on it. If they are reliant, well, they have to be in good enough conditions and make enough money and afford enough in terms of food and shelter that they are self-reliant to begin with. And right now we are not in that state. We're in a very inequitable state. The price of everything is not matching up with the amount of money people are making. It's just the facts. So either people's working conditions need to be improved or they need some support while the system fixes itself. I hear you, but a lot of people, for whatever reason, disabilities, what have you, depend on those stamps. A lot of children too. Yeah, exactly. There are some people that are not born lucky and cannot be self-sufficient because they didn't get a head start. Homie, chill. This has always been a problem between us, is that there are things that I just say because I'm being honest, and you don't accept it, but I'm going to say what I want, and it just is what it is. And it's either you accept that or you don't. I don't fucking play. So Dante Johnson should roll for a leg lock. The ankle monitor makes the grip easier. Yeah, it's already pretty tight. All I have to do is just press it for a little bit. Paradox, not a lot of us have seen you in forever. You need to start showing up more often, says Crystal. Ooh. Any idea what happened to Jay? I heard some weird things. Yeah. Jay is part of the fucking... he fucking harbored minors. And he basically kidnapped them and had a bunch of child porno and, kept kids around, kidnapped them, and he held them hostage and did bad things. And yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. Sorry guys, I'll try to be more chronically online. Listen, I get it, Paradox. I know you're training. I know that you got other shit, and like I totally get it with Giuliano. Like you had to leave him and do your own thing. I totally get it, but just once in a while, it's been months. I'm gonna be honest, it's been months. It's like dad who went out to get the milk, So it's been forever. But to your point, a lot of people take advantage of the system. Yeah, but for every person that's taking advantage of the system, there's someone who isn't doing that and actually needs it to get ahead. Hey, thank you for the British pound. Whoa, Black Betty, bam, balam. Whoa, Black Betty. Song Yadong impression. Man, I don't really. I don't. Song Yadong just speaks normally, but he has an Asian accent. Like, yo, Henry Cejudo, where are you, you coward? You haven't been fighting anybody. I'm better than you. Fight me right now. I'm the man. I'll show you what's up. Best striker at bantamweight. And Henry Cejudo, he's a bitch. He don't want to fight nobody. Fight me. I'll kick your ass. I got the best hands at bantamweight. I'm fast. I'm pretty. I'm young. I need somebody to beat up. He's just got that sort of thing where it's like, yeah, I'm cool and I got fast striking, whatever, The billions we send to foreign countries is more expensive than food stamps. Yeah, exactly. But we do it anyway for no reason other than to prop up governments that think that have like completely what do they call it, anarcho-capitalist sentimentalities and structure of government. Like that is not sustainable at all, but they're propping them up to pretend like that's a good model so that the US can keep doing their tariff bullshit. But taxing the middle class to death makes self-sufficient people struggle to the max. Yeah, that is true. It's never really helping out. Like the government's just asking for more and more money from people and giving them less and less. So it's not a good model. How about we stop foreign aid to countries like Israel? Yeah, completely shut off the fucking pipeline. Any and all aid. 2025 federal poverty level for a one-person household is $15,650. Damn. Family of four, it is $32,000 in the 48 contiguous states in the District of Columbia. The poverty level is a measure of poverty. Yeah, duh. But yeah, it's still, it's still sort of high for a poverty level. People just have to make more and more to survive these days. Focus on why 42 million Americans are on food stamps in the first place. A lot of people got abandoned, especially during the 1980s. Liberalism used to be, this used to be a welfare state from the 30s to the 40s to the 50s to the 60s even. But then by the 70s, we started to shut off the pipeline and more people were in poverty. More people weren't being sheltered. They were starting to let people out of the fucking asylums. And then we got a shit ton of homeless people from that. Drugs also, of course. But again, it's just inequity. That's what it is. It just gets worse and worse. What the fuck? The fuck? Crystal shit. Wait, what did I say? I busted my ass to get off food stamps for so long, almost 2 years, and then I made wrong mistakes to get through not taking food stamps. Wait, what? And then I made to get through not making food stamps. Okay, not take. Oh, she stopped taking it. Yeah, you gotta accept help when it's given to you. Hank, hey, Sean Moody, poor Sean Moody. Hey guys, Crystal Miller's daughter here. Wow, I just came in to say that mom fought with the doctors to keep me despite being seriously sick at the time. I wouldn't be here if she gave in. Good for her. I've heard stories of that, like people wanting to keep the daughter no matter what. Um, again, it's her choice to abort or not. So, like, if it wasn't her choice, then she would have aborted. So that's why choice is important. Well, I am here now, Hank, and I hope you're doing well sincerely. Thank you, Paradox. I appreciate it. Sorry if I come off as rude or, too direct, but it's just who I am, I'm passionately kind and passionately angry at people. It just is what it is. And it's not like I never liked you, but um it's just I feel passionately about things and I never shut myself off. I never not tell the truth. Thanks too, Smelly. But so if you think I'm going too hard, it's just tough love. Did you catch any of the fights after Marcos Rogerio? I completely slumped after that. Yeah, I mean, No Chill said that fight on the South Korean card was going to be the most boring shit ever, so I stopped watching. I miss annoying the hell out of you, Paradox. Speaking of, did you know if you keep opening the fridge every few minutes, you're not looking for anything new, you're just waiting for your standards to drop? Keep opening it. I've never heard of that. It's always something new. It's always something. Hey, Larry. And that was quite the saga with Clown last night, wasn't it? Dracula, how the hell do you pop up in all perfect timing? How are you doing, baby? Oh, that's cute. U.S. government offers subsidy programs to companies that hire immigrants. This gives companies incentive to hire immigrants over white people. Yeah, and they're doing it these days too with South Africans as well, H2B. So it hasn't stopped. Y'all want to talk about abortion? I'm supposed to be dead. Draco is proof that there's a lot of exceptions to that rule. Yeah, there are a lot of exceptions to the rule, and that's why nothing can be clear cut or simple. There can't be a simple directive or simple restrictions. That is crazy, Crystal. Thanks, Paradox. So as far as those exceptions to abortion, Dracula wouldn't be here if I took medical advice. Yeah, and that's your choice. Keeping her and I think karma went ahead and kept me going because pancreatic cancer literally kills. Wait, do you still have pancreatic cancer, Miller, or did you get past it? Crystal, more of a wizard sleeve girl. Wizard. Ooh. I'm not that kind of guy. I usually go with t-shirts. I managed to bring that child through with pancreatic cancer. Jesus. And a year later, they pulled a roll of quarters basically out of my pancreas. Roll of quarters? Was that the size of a roll of quarters, or was that wasn't an actual roll of quarters, was it? Pro-life all the way. And good for you. My mom aborted me. Happens, man. The subsidies mean the government is paying the wages of the immigrants instead of the company. Our tax dollars fund those programs. And they're still going on today, whether it's one administration or another. So start asking those questions to even the people you support. That's what I do with people I support. The size of the tumor was a roll of quarters. Yeah, maybe missing two because of the length. I see. Sorry, man. We only accept coconut squirt here. Yeah, it's the only treatment they got. They tried to tell me I'm not going to make it after I had her, and here we both are. Yeah, sometimes miracles happen, man. Crystal is immortal. Yeah, she is a Western Mass Climber. Good to see you, by the way. But all these new people showing up is interesting. Where were you before? But then we have Timmy Kwamba versus Chang Ho Lee. I'm going with Timmy Kwamba. I'm going with the underdog here. Chang Ho Lee, I don't know. He had an impressive performance against Cortavius Romeus, but before that, he had a really unimpressive fight against Long Zhao. Couldn't get the takedowns. Couldn't get his wrestling in. All this is ground and pound. Look at this. And then at the UFC, I mean, other than this one fight, he has mostly dominated with the wrestling. But people forget, man. Roberto Romero shot a bunch of takedowns on Timmy Kwamba, got the single leg deep, and Kwamba still defended it. People forget, man. He's a marauder. And these are both fights where he just sort of got outstruck and didn't really lock in. And, he's sort of a pitter-patter striker with some counter shots, but he does still have power. He has power when he wants to have power. And this fight showed that he's starting to get that killer instinct back. he's not the worst counter wrestler in the world. He really isn't. That's all that Chang Ho Lee really has. I know he swings wild and crazy, but that might actually work in Kwamba's favor since he's a solid counter striker. And if Chang Ho Lee just wants to have it on the feet, Kwamba can crack him with some shots. I think a lot of this is going to be Ho Lee going for takedowns, getting them stuffed. Kwamba does some elbows, maybe gets on top, gets out of it, pressures himself, lands a few shots, does just enough on the feet to win. I think it's that kind of fight, man. I don't really like Timmy Kwamba all that much. I'm glad he got a knockout in his last fight, but yeah, Chang Ho Lee he's just a wrestler, man. If he can't get you down, he's usually in trouble, and I think he's going to be in trouble here. I think Kwamba's underrated in terms of his wrestling defense, and out of these two, I think Kwamba's the more natural striker. So I'm going with Timmy Kwamba. Western Mass Climber, my favorite buddy. Aw. How's it going, Hank? I'm doing all right. I take things day by day at this point, honestly. There was I did sign up for something. It's going to take a little bit of time to get registered, but once it does, your boy's going to be working. Your boy's working. In a little bit, guys. It's going to take a little bit of time, but once it gets through, your boy Hank the Tank is going to be working. So it's going to happen. Oh, Crystal. Do you like to catch one Friday night fights? I know that Idaho does, and he always praises One Friday Fights. Like, oh my God, it's got all these great finishes, and it's so much better than all the other stuff. And I'm prone to believe him because I look at the results for Friday Fights, and they do have a lot of finishes. But honestly, I don't catch one that much because I'm just not invested in the talent at this point. I'm not invested in the divisions and the champions. There's way too many. I got too many grapplers. Fights that I am excited for get canceled. Events that I'm looking forward to get canceled. One's just a sinking ship, so why should I invest in the talent? Honestly, I'll invest in them once they leave one, but that organization is not. They're not in a good place. It just is what it is, and they're so overloaded with how to even put it. They're just flooded with too many fighters and divisions, and it's just overload. Hank, hey Anakin, how's it going? Still in India? No, I'm here at home. This is my room. I'm back in the usual quarters. I do still have lingering symptoms of that flu I got though, so got to work on that. Nathan Levy won. He did win, and you know what? Good for him, I guess. I mean, he's not. I don't know if he's a Zionist or if he's with the IDF or not. Probably not. So, whatever. It is what it is. What is going on? Why isn't my... What the fuck is happening with my phone? Okay, I'm just stuck here now, I guess. I'm gonna look it up, actually. Let me try this. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. South Korean card. Results. I guess it's nice to have some of No Chill's people back on my good side. That I'm back on their good side. Fuck. What's the name? Hold on, guys. Hold on. It's important. I just gotta look at this. I don't think Tapology has the results for the card yet, which is weird, honestly. Me and my wife. Oh wait, okay. APEC. Actually, I have to use the bathroom real quick. 1 second, guys. All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. Me and my wife just walked in a store. Girl complimented me by yelling over a bunch of people. Wow, she liked you so much she was yelling over people. That's interesting. First place we got into, bro. Mossad is hacking your phone as we speak. Yeah, could honestly happen at this point. I'm putting the beeper in there. Well, I can't play with Tapology. Why not? What's the problem? Shake more than twice and you're playing with it? Oh, God almighty. You're talented people who like entertainment should like you. You're talented people who like entertainment should like you. Yeah, but I mean, if it's unnatural, is it, should I be happy about that? Angry Hank. Face pink drinking tea, face pink drinking tea, face pink drinking tea. What does that even look like on YouTube? All right. Let's look at these results. Yeah, De Lima got the finish in round 2. Lopez won a unanimous decision. Caballero guy won. Muay Thai fight ended. Decision. Sayed won. Tatiane Aguiar with the TKO. Okay. Matt Vale. Boring. Nathan Levy got a TKO. Okay, I'm going to have to look at the results of that. Gonna have to look at the highlights. How you pang? I think I pang pretty well. Omari Akhmedov. Okay. Rashid Magomedov, of course, won. Fabricio Jonas de Silva Martins. Ooh, TKO head kick and punches. Nice. Naratov lost. That's interesting. Youngshin won by TKO. That probably popped the crowd. Kong Min Pham with the TKO. Ming Yang Zhang. Oh, Jesus Christ. That Ming Yang Zhang? No, it's some other guy. And then Bohyun Park won by split. And then this Javad Majub guy won by decision. Okay, well, those are the results. Do any of your friends or family watch your streams, Hank? I know some high school friends who have watched the stream before. They don't engage with the chat, but I know that they're publicly subscribed to me, so Yeah, some of them do. Some of them do. I just don't know when they're here, you know. Let me go to YouTube. I want to see what those emojis look like. Huh, interesting. I've never noticed that emoji before. Anyway, on to the next fight. Kevin Christian taking on Billy Elikana. I'm going with Elikana by decision. Man, this is going to be a boring-ass fight. Kevin Christian is really a nobody. He doesn't do anything. He had some KOs early, but clearly didn't translate to UFC level because he had to go for a desperation triangle armbar off of his back. I don't think he's going to do that here against Billy Elikana. He's only, Bogdan Guskov did get a guillotine choke on him. But also Bogdan Guskov was beating the shit out of him before that. And that fight was actually competitive before the finish. Elikana wasn't just getting schooled the entire time. Before that, got some wins in PFL, which is honestly pretty impressive. One in Lights Out, which isn't that bad. Beat Ebo Aslan, who's, I can tell you guys, is already way better than Kevin Christian. And I think Elikana is going to get him down when he wants. On the feet, I don't think this is a competition. Although I will say, Billy Elikana does sort of pitter-patter a little bit and is sort of hesitant with his striking a little bit too much. But he should be able to outstrike Kevin Christian. Unless Kevin Christian gets some out-of-nowhere KO, I really think this is going to be mostly just be Billy Elikana being the more technical guy. And then Kevin Christian's going to look for desperation submissions. He's not going to get them. He's going to throw them up. They're going to get put down. Elikana should just win a decision here. Should be pretty simple as far as I'm concerned. Are your high school friends MMA fans? I don't think so. No. I mean, maybe one guy who I know is an MMA fan. One of my close friends is a wrestling fan, and I sort of got him into MMA more, but he doesn't watch it consistently. Yeah, I think there's only one friend I know who'd probably follow MMA, but I think they're mostly just fans of my work and my content and seeing me on stream for the most part. I watch his streams. Yeah, I mean, Vinny's obviously a good friend of mine, but I think they mean like IRL friends, like local friends who I meet in real life. No, I became an MMA fan through the online MMA community for the most part. Almost all the friends I've made who watch MMA, I met through this. So, yeah, but I connect with my friends on all sorts of other stuff, though. All right, moving on to next fight. Alan Nascimento taking on Cody Durden. Oh, God. Hold on. Jesus Christ. There we go. Sorry, guys. I think this is going to be a shocking Alan Nascimento sub here. First of all, because Cody Durden's taking this fight on short notice. He's the underdog despite being the ranked guy. His only win in the last 5 fights has been Matt Schnell, which is a terrible look. Other than that, got knocked the fuck out by Bruno Silva. Tagir Ulanbekov submits him easily. Loses to Joshua Van, just gets knocked the fuck out by Jose Ochoa. Yeah, man. Like he loves being the hammer, just not the nail. And I think Alan Escomanto can put him on him. He out wrestled Jake Hadley, which is impressive in hindsight. Submitted Carlos Hernandez, who has good takedown defense often. Jafel Filho, he out wrestles, and Jafel Filho's no slouch in the wrestling. Cody Durden on short notice, I think, is going to be the worst Cody Durden we has ever looked. I really do think so. He's honestly never really looked that good with the wrestling, but on short notice, I don't expect him to look any better. He's just going to fish for Darces. He's going to try to get on top of Allen. And then I think Allen's honestly going to reverse it and then find his way on top and start looking for a sub. And I think Cody Durden, with zero preparations, who's already lost 4 out of his 5 fights, is not going to be ready for any submissions that Allen has for him. And I think he's going to get choked out in round 1. I think Cody Durden's washed. I think it's time to cut him, honestly. So, yeah, this is the fight that's going to confirm that Cody doesn't have it. And Puro Oso is going to put it on him. And then when he's on top, he's just going to find a Darce or a guillotine, an arm bar, something. I don't think Cody's ready for Allen on short notice. So, give me Nascimento by sub. Pretty straightforward. How's it hanging, Hank? Hey, I'm doing all right, Hoosier Daddy. Good to see you. Been a while, man. Actually, it hasn't. I think Hoosier Daddy showed up on a stream a few weeks ago, maybe. Get a neti pot for nose rinsing. I already have a sinus rinse that I use 2 days a week. Maybe a neti pot. I also need some garlic and honey and all that. But I'm going to keep working on it, man. If it doesn't work, I might have to see my specialist. It's the shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a neti. I do have a neti pot. I could try it. So he's a glass cannon. Yeah, it's all offense, no defense with him. Like, Matt Schnell was beating the shit out of him, which tells you everything that you need to know. And that dude doesn't beat up anybody. So, yeah, he's really not good on the defense, on the back foot. But then we got Charles Radke, Chuck Buffalo taking on Daniel Frunza. And I don't know, man. I think Daniel Frunza is going to survive the first round against Charles Radke. And that's really what this fight comes down to. It's whether Frunza can survive getting dropped by Charles. Can he outlast him? Can he get to that second round? Because if he does, I really think Charles Radke's going to death gas and he's going to lose momentum. Like, he put out Matthew Semmelsberger, and Semmelsberger is not good at all. He used to be, but dude is just washed as clothes. And then Carlos Prates, left hook. Wait, no. Oh, he knocks out Gilbert Urbina, who's shits, the drizzling shits. Beats Mike Matitha, also known as Blunt Diamond, in a snoozer. And then anyone with just a little bit of heart beats him. Mike Malott survives the first round with him and puts him out with relative ease. I think Daniel Frunza is way more dangerous on the feet than Mike Malott is. He beat a 17-1 guy for his Contender Series debut. That's pretty impressive to me. Was getting lit up, and then he finds the counter shots and puts him out. He does that with everybody. He looks awful, and then he bounces back and finds a way to win. Got that fucking... He's Romanian Rocky Balboa. And Reese McKee did beat the shit out of him. He dropped him like 4 or 5 times. And then the doctor had to stop it after that. But honestly, I think he's not going to deal with those same problems with Charles Radke. Because Radke's not as tall at all as Reese McKee. Like, Reese McKee's a giant. He's actually shorter than Frunza in this fight, which is, I think, going to be perfect for his striking range. He might drop Frunze at some point, but he's not going to pull a Reese McKee and just stop Frunze in his tracks with every single exchange and, counter him a bunch and not give him any offense. Like, it's going to be a scrap. Radke only throws hooks, so it's going to be a war on the feet. And even if he does drop Daniel, I really don't think he's going to finish the job. I think it's going to be dropped. Frunze gets back up. Radke can't find the finish anymore. Second round happens. Radke starts to look more sloppy. Frunze starts to gain energy and strength, and then boom, big round 2 KO. I just see it in my mind. I see it happening. I think Radke's going to look really good early on. Power isn't going to lie. And then Frunze is going to adjust to his style and how he throws in real time, and then he's going to figure out his weaknesses and put him out in round 2. I really think that's going to happen. So, yeah, I think Charles Radke's washed, unfortunately. I'm drinking tea made from ginger, garlic, cayenne, lemon, and thyme. Very healthy and clears your nose. Yeah, I'm gonna ask about that for sure. Use it every day with distilled sterile water. I do that. I do that with what do I use that with? I use that with my sinus rinse already, but I could definitely do that with the neti pot. It's a good recommendation. Thank you. Sounds homeopathic. Let's see. Homeopathic. Medicine, yeah. Highly diluted substances such as remedies. Yeah, I might just need to find that remedy, honestly. Home remedy. Anyway, on to the next fight. We got Isaac Dulgarian taking on Yadir Del Valle. I'm taking Dulgarian here. I don't care what anybody says. I think Yadir Del Valle is shit off of his back. Had a close decision against Antonio Montero. Really unimpressive performance. And then he puts out, he beats Connor Matthews with a rear naked choke. But Connor Matthews is supposed to lose to anybody with just a little bit of talent. So Del Valle just did his job there. But look at these, man. He has to win by Gilly here. Has to win by decision there. Michael Aswell is a decent win, but if you have a little bit of talent, you can beat Michael Aswell. It's going to be harder to beat Isaac Dulgarian. I don't think he should have lost to C-Rod at all. I think he dominated round 1. Got a 10-8 in round 2, and then round 3, C-Rod sort of came back with some punches and stuff. But what 2 rounds did he win? Because he certainly didn't win rounds 1 and 2. He didn't. He dominated those first 2 rounds. It's the worst robbery I've ever seen. Other than that, beat Brendan Marotte, who's shit. Francis Marshall, who's a little better than that. But it doesn't matter the talents that Isaac Dulgarian's beating. It's his style. That matters here, man. He just shoots takedowns from a million miles away like the best wrestlers do. It doesn't matter how tall Del Valle is. Old giraffe neck. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And it's a true statement. What Yadir Del Valle does when he's in trouble is he pulls Gilly and then he ends up on bottom. That's it. He tries to lock in a submission and he can't, and then he's on his back and he does nothing about it, man. Like, he throws up submissions, but the dude has no get-up ability. He's way too big to just get up. And Isaac Dulgarian, once he's on top of you and he gets full mount, it's pretty much over. Like, I think Dulgarian's going to beat the shit out of him in round 1, go for subs over and over again, wear him out. Then round 2, he's just going to take him down even easier. Probably another failed pulled Gilly attempt. And then Dulgarian's going to get on top and ground and pound him out for the round 2 TKO, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Del Valle, the mat is not his strong suit. On the feet, he's just, he's good, he's decent, but He's supposed to be the wrestler in the submission artist here, and now he's got someone who's better than him, excels more than him in every single capacity. So, going to be a really rough night for Yadi or Duvali. I think Dolgarian's going to get him out of there. I really like Dolgarian. He's way better. No, it's completely hetero. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty homosexual treatment you're advising me here with Woe Black Betty, man. I'm not going to stick a dick in my mouth, all right? That's not how I'm not going to stick a dick up my nose. That's not how I'm going to cure the problem. Oh, never mind, I misread. Yeah, I'm not gonna use any coconut water here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, next fight, what is it? Feature fight of the evening. We have Jeremiah Wills taking on Temba Gorimbo. And yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. I'm gonna have to go with another favorite here. Like, I know that and shout out to LMAO Nays. He's one of those guys that I study his picks to see, like, okay, is he saying something about this fight that the other MMA predictors aren't saying? Is there validity to what he's saying about this fight and how he's breaking it down? But I just can't agree with him on Jeremiah Wells winning. Like, he lost a split to Max Griffin. That's a horrible, horrible loss. That does not age well. I mean, Max Griffin did do all right against Chris Curtis, but I think that was mostly just Curtis having no killer instinct, just not throwing. Carlston Harris subs him with an anaconda choke. He's trash as well. Almost loses a split to Matthew Semmelsberger. These are the kinds of what is it? These are the kinds of opponents that he's losing to. This is the level of opponent. It's not good. Meanwhile, Themba Gorimbo, I don't think would get caught dead losing to those guys. Beats Nico Price, beat Brahimaj, which is a pretty well-aged win. Pete Rodriguez, I don't know who that is. Takashi Sato is mid, but he's beating them. And Vicente Luque knocks him down and subs him up, but I don't think Wells has the power to put him down. Like, he knocked out Court McGee. So what? Matt Brown at the end of his career knocked out Court McGee. Matthew Semmelsberger, mid. He didn't finish him and couldn't knock out Max Griffin. God, that's horrible, man. You got to finish Max Griffin. Otherwise, he's not going to knock out somebody like Themba Gorimbo. Also, it's been a year and 8 months since he's fought in the cage. Like, I think his only chance here is if he can take Themba Gorimbo down, but I think Themba Gorimbo's takedown defense is honestly pretty good. He's been able to get back to his feet in most of his fights. I know his whole family has abandoned him, and all his friends and family are gone from his life, and Rock isn't speaking to him, and Colby Covington's avoiding him at the gym, but I do still think Themba Gorimbo has talent, and just because you lose to Luque doesn't mean that you're washed, as far as I'm concerned. I think RDA lost to Vicente Luque, and he then knocked down Gamrot 5 times. Vicente Luque, he's still all right. He's still got talent. So I don't consider this the worst loss in the world. And I don't think Jeremiah Wells can crack him like Luque did. Or take him down and dominate like Luque did. I think Gorimbo can get up and just narrowly outpoint him to a split or unanimous decision. It just makes sense to me. Oh God, people have been posting stuff in here since I've broken down this fight. Won't know until you try. Yeah, at least I can finally lose my virginity. You never know until you try. Dick in the nose might do the trick, to be fair. It might do something to me. I have no idea. It might honestly break my fucking skull. Fucking don't let Diddy anywhere near me. No. I'll take one for the team, Hank. You can use mine. Oh, God. Vinny his gaydar is off the fucking charts right now. It's quite creative, fingers. Crystal was trying to pay me with a roll of quarters. We only accept coconut squirt. Yeah, she gave you a tumor the size of the roll of quarters. Jesus, Vinny. He's sexed up. He's got sex on the brain. In Japan, if you have bad eyesight, you eat eyeballs. By this logic, maybe you should eat some noses. Eat eyeballs. I thought you just ate carrots. I might have to eat it like a pig head or something. Western Mass Climber. I need to get laid so bad. Dude, Hank. I need to get laid so bad, man. Oh, Hank, my wife's all affectionate now after being mean for 2 days. Man, I could get some now, Hank. Saw, dude. Saw. Girls complimenting me in public. Maybe you did it. Yeah, she got jealous. I think Wells can lock up that sub in round 2. Maybe, but I don't know. I think unless he drops Themba Garimbo, I don't think he'll be able to get the sub. I think Garimbo's, I think his game's decent enough that he can survive, honestly. But next fight, we got Ante Delija against Waldo Cortez Acosta. Picking him as an upset, as an underdog, worked out the first time. Why not do it again, folks? Ante Delija's hands are super fast. Put out Tybura easily. That's an impressive win, actually, especially since he destroyed 3 prospects before that. Yorgan De Castro was a UFC guy. Lost to Moldavsky, but Moldavsky's decent. Beat some PFL guys. Like, he's not bad. He is getting up there in age, though, so he needs to start taking on competition quickly, which is why they're giving him Waldo Cortez Acosta. Waldo got easily outstruck by Sergey Pavlovich. Didn't even need to find the knockout, did Sergey, to get the win, which is not a good look. Honestly, I really think Acosta could have lost this fight with Sergey Spivak. I had Sergey winning 2 rounds, so honestly, I count this as a loss for Acosta. He should be on a 2-fight losing streak. Knocked out Ryan Spann, but super mid is not good. What to even say? I'm trying to come up with a pun. I don't have anything. Yeah, I call him super mid. What else can I call him? Ryan Spandex. Ryan Pansexual. Ryan Spud. Beat Rebels to Spain, which is, aged pretty well, but honestly, if anybody shot takedowns on Rebels to Spain, they'd win. Narrowly beat Andrei Arlovsky. I honestly think he could have lost that. He should have lost 3 out of his last 5 fights. And yeah, I think Ante Delija can do the same thing that Sergey did. Just have more power and throw faster strikes and just put the pressure on him, and you win. It's as simple as that. And Delija's a natural striker. So yeah, I think he can outstrike Salsa Boy over 3 rounds. I really do. I think the game plan's there to beat him after the Sergey fight, and Delija's just going to be up in his face, throwing really quick combinations. I really hope that he puts Waldo out and fucking ends his career at heavyweight. I fucking hate Salsa Boy, but I feel like his chin's too good for that, so he survived Sergey for 3 rounds. So I think this is going to play out as just a carbon copy of the Sergey fight, and Ante Delija is just going to outstrike him for 3 rounds. Nothing exciting here. Move along. Nothing good to see here. Don't hurt her, Vinny. Vinny doesn't hurt. Well, I mean, unless he gets that nice spot, then yeah, he could. Smelly, bro. Last time we had sex, I hit this deep spot. It was heaven. Then she jumped off, and there was blood, like I took for her virgin. Okay. You didn't tell me that she was bleeding from that, dude. She wiped off and blew me, and we had... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. She had bled? Oh, no, man. Oh, no. That can't be good. I still haven't came since then. I didn't come from multiple rounds of sex and BJs. I see. My ears are full of spunk. You're a nasty, wasty spider, and your ears are full of gunk, Mr. Mr. Vin. I wouldn't touch that spot with a 3.5-foot pole. All right. Next fight. Main event time between Steve Garcia and David Onama. David Obama. The Mean Machine and the Silent Assassin. Both these two are marauders. People forget, man. They get finishes all the time. They're really something else. Actually, dude, David Onama hasn't gotten knockouts against anybody. Just because this one finish that everybody thinks he's a knockout artist. He got fucking dropped by Roberto Romero. Honestly, guys, I don't even have to analyze the main event that much. That's all I need to know is that he got dropped by Roberto Romero. And Giga Jacuzzi was beating him up on the feet, man. Like, Onama's only chance here is to shoot for takedowns. His only chance is the wrestling. And Steve Garcia's managed to get out of situations when he's on bottom. Like, Nuerden Beke took him down for a whole round. He got back up and finished him. Chase Hooper, he knocked him out before he could wrestle. This other guy before Chase Hooper took down it was Charles Ontivera or something. What was it? Let me look. Who was it? Yeah, Charlie Ontiveros had him on bottom, and then Garcia managed to scramble out of that position, then get on top himself, and then rain fucking ground and pound and get the win. So he is not a victim on his back. He manages to either get up or do what he did to Kyle Nelson and reverse the takedown and, finish him on bottom. Like, he's actually got really good BJJ and get up ability and reversal ability. Like, he's no slouch on the mat, and that makes him a double threat at this point because he's got power. You could call him a triple threat because he managed to survive 3 rounds with Calvin Kattar and make it look so easy. Like, he didn't need to knock him out to win. He just basically outpointed him and completely outclassed him for 3 rounds. So he's a triple threat. He can beat you by decision. He can beat you by knockout. And his wrestling is also solid, and his grappling is always, it's always been good. I think David Onama is sort of cooked here at this point, folks. Like, if Roberto Romero can find the chin, I think Steve Garcia is going to find it even easier. And then even Giga was beating him up. Like, Onama's no good on the feet at this point. No bueno. Not muy bueno. No bueno. And David Onama, like, if he shoots for the takedowns, he might get it. But then Garcia's going to reverse position, and then he could finish him on the ground. So even what Onama has in his back pocket isn't going to work out. Like, his only shot is to catch Garcia with something big on the feet because he's how much taller? No, he's shorter. He's not going to hit him on the feet. He's not going to hurt him on the feet. He's shorter. Garcia's going to fucking catch him. Easy. I think it's going to be a round 2 KO. There'll be a feeling out process, and then Garcia's going to knock him out in round 2. Simple as that, man. You wouldn't need a 3.5-foot pole. Yeah, I was going to call up Jan Blachowicz to do that, but he's busy right now. He couldn't be here to touch it, so I have no Polish people to support me in that instance. But yeah, that's going to do it for the preview and picks for Garcia versus Onama. Man, I streamed pretty long this time around. Let's see. What are the other events? Ryzen is going to be Ryzen's going to be when? Octagon's going to be on Saturday as well. I'm looking forward to that. And then Ryzen's going to be Sunday night. So I'm looking forward to that. Those are 2 pretty fun shows. So I'll stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's it for the preview and picks. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? That's going to do it for Hank the Tank stream today. So there you have it. I appreciate you guys watching. Those who stuck around. We have gone from 16 people to 3. So master commands, and they follow. He gestures, and they move. So thank you to the people who stuck around. Appreciate it. I get it if you're busy. Like I totally get it in that case, but it's just interesting. 16 people show up and then they leave immediately. But that's gonna do it. Thank you guys for watching. I have been Hank the Tank. You've been the Troopers and Grinders. And as always, you have escaped the war zone. For now. My fellow Americans, I'm gonna be put out by Steve Garcia. If it